and I am back. Like I never left. I'm here. I'm back, baby. I told you I was going to come back. Now, here's the thing. I will say this. I intended fully to be live, to be doing a live stream today instead of video. That's why this video is coming out as late as it is. Because I was going to do a live stream. And I got on my phone and I'm just like, I'm scrolling. I'm searching through YouTube for the various how-tos and whatnot. And YouTube said, oh yeah, man, you can go live in 24 hours. I'm just like, wait, what? When does that do that? How does that work like that? And I started watching the little video and it said something first of all, it said 24 hours to go live. I was like, okay. And then the little video said, in order to go live on your mobile, listen to this, in order to go live on your mobile device, you have to have 1,000 subscribers. And I was just like, but why though? And is it, can I go live in 24 hours or do I have to have 1,000 subscribers? And I was just like, okay, because I make this channel to make the videos. Originally, this is making videos, and now I have a reason to go live, and I need to have 1,000 subscribers. So, if you know anybody, please subscribe to the channel because I need at least 1,000 so I can go live on my phone. That will allow me to go live when I'm outside, there in the nature, and doing the things that I plan to do in time that I thought would be cool and exciting to share, and just with the direction that I'm taking this. So yes, please feel free to subscribe. I hate to have to ask, but I need it so that I could go live on my phone. I think I can go live on my laptop, but my laptop is from 2018. And laptop webcams are never great. And I saw this and I thought, oh, I can't even, I thought I was just, screwed. And then I got on a laptop and I think I can do it, but I wasn't prepared. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look as good as your phone camera. It's got all these 4Ks and HDs and all that stuff. So, but I probably will use it just for now, in time. And everything. So just for today, I was kind of like, I was thrown off. So I was like, all right, let me pivot. So I pivoted. Then we got the challenge coming up on my brother's channel. Got the challenge coming up, the fasting challenge. So I actually have to be more prepared. Yeah, there's a lot of things to maneuver. But anyway, so I'm going to pivot today and talk about something a little bit different. I was originally going to do something different. In my last video, I talked about the dowsing thing. I was going to do a live and all that stuff, and then kind of like, hey, let's talk about some stuff. You got some questions, you got some things that you're curious about, but it's okay because all in good time. Just like I said, just had to pivot. So I'm just going to do a pre-recorded thing today. I did have I don't want to say small victory. It was quite a large victory. And I sat with it for a few days before I told anybody because I wanted to be sure. So there's so much that's happened since I've been away from YouTube, from posting videos. There's so many things that have taken place. And part of my journey has been my health. My wellness and all that stuff, right? And I think I talked about that before. But when I was in Arizona still, I started making progress. I had that video and I talked about Miss Blue and I shared my experience with that and some of the things that she taught me, and to help get my energy flowing in the way that I needed in order to get to where I wanted to go, right? There's so much about energy that we don't know, or like the possibilities, what you can do with the power of your own mind and your own energy. And it's really quite phenomenal when you begin to tap in. Um, so when I was there and I spoke to Miss Blue, I started doing some things. I was like, okay, this stuff is working. Like, it's helping me. And because I had got to the point where my weight was just fluctuating. It's been a thing. It's been a battle. Okay. For years, it's been a battle. And when I was in Arizona, my weight has shot back up again. And I was filled with all this mucus. And it was just like, I would go to there was a soup place that I liked, that I really liked, Cafe Zupas. Shout out to Cafe Zupas in Phoenix, Arizona. I like that. I like that soup place. And I would get my soup, again, blended vegetables, right? And I get my soup, and they had this little bread. And I ate my soup. That would be dinner. You know, I would eat my soup. And then one day I woke up. It was like 5 in the morning. I woke up to me vomiting up this soup that I had 15 hours prior. Like, and I felt like my stomach was so bloated with whatever. And I'm just like, what is going on? It was soup. I had soup, okay? Nothing crazy. And I just, so, and I had gained so much weight. I think I got up to like 288 pounds or something, which is, I think, the highest I'd ever been. And I was massively, like, I don't want to say depressed, but I was furious because of the amount of effort that I put in to my health and wellness in the last, what's it, 2025 now? Let's say 9 years. It's to constantly struggle with something that should be simple. And this is why this kind of stuff is so important to me. And I think it will be important to you because everybody has their struggles, and we think that there's this long, arduous way that we have to go about healing or coming to a better place. And that's just not true. Okay. So anyway, so she gave me some stuff to do. I started doing it and it started working. And I was happy about that. I was like, okay, cool. And at the end of it, I think before I left Arizona, I think I got down to like 205 pounds. So, what's that, 80 something pounds that I was able to get rid of, which was great. Right. But then stuff started happening again and it shot up again. I started gaining. And I realized that my energy is very susceptible to the energy of other people and my environment. And the reason why weight is the way that I know that things aren't good for me is I think that's just like the astrological thing. Like, my body kind of being the medium for good and bad. Like, when stuff is good, is a certain way. When stuff is not good, and my environment, my body tells me by like stagnating energy. So I was like, okay, all right. And here I am back on the grind again, back on the grind again. And it's just like, oh my goodness. So like the theme of my life has been perseverance for sure. That is something I learned, perseverance. It's you cannot give up when you're on a journey, because the truth of it is, where you've been and you know where you are currently. However, you don't know where the future is. And, Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about like the unknown, like the unknown being where everything exists in the unknown. So like everything you want, everything you don't want, but it's all in the unknown. But where you are right now, the past, you know exactly what that is. And you know that if you go back to doing things that you've always done, the way that you've always done them, they're going to give you a very specific result. And it's a result that you know already that you don't like it. You know that it's not for you. So it's senseless to give up, screw it, and then go back to doing the same thing you've done before and start getting the same results, because then you're gonna be worse off. So like the journey, and utilizing perseverance, it's tough. It's a drain on your mentals. It's aggravating. It can be frustrating because you feel I felt like I was on a hamster wheel. It's just why can I get there and then I lose it? And then I don't change anything. It's not like I go and change my diet and start eating bad and start, or stop training or exercising or whatever. Like a lot of times during these ups and downs for me, nothing has changed from what my physical action is. It's always been about the energy. And again, this is why the whole energy work thing for me is so important, because I'm learning that, and I've learned that, okay, the energy that's where the focus should be. The energy. And because before action must come thought. And thought is energy. You have to, and that's kind of that's like, that should be the foundation upon which we base our actions and do things. Like, get that energy right first, and then things will fall into place much more easily. So, and so that's kind of that's what I needed to do. And I was, back on the grinds. I think I got back up to like 260 pounds, which was, oh gosh, it was frustrating. Then I got down to 230 something, and I kind of just held there. For a while. Then I'd go up to like 245. So it's just like, man, all these freaking struggles. And this is, if you look at my Instagram, in 2019, I was like an Adonis. I looked so good, and I worked so hard to get there. It took me forever. I've always wanted to look like that. Just were, muscular, built, and strong. This guy, when I was in the bathroom at the gym one time, he was like, hey man, do you play football? And I said, football? What a compliment. This guy thought I played football. And at the time I was, 31 or something. He said, you play football? It was an incredible compliment, because that's I guess that's how I looked, to him. Like, oh, he's clearly very fit and athletic. And I'm just like, wow. And I worked so hard, but it was I was going to say nigh on impossible, but it was basically impossible for me to maintain. And I just couldn't figure out why. So the reason why I say all that, it's important to, to look at kind of where you've been, because it helps you see what haven't you tested, what different avenue have you not yet gone down, and so as far as like looking back at the past, that's a good reason to do it. Like, okay, I tried this before, I tried this, I tested out this, let me test out something different and see what I can get. Again, if you go back in the past, if you do the same old thing, you get the same old results. And that's why even for a while I was upset with fasting, because it's like, I'm fasting and I know fasting works, but why isn't it working for me? I know this process works. How do you gain weight on a fast? That doesn't make any logical sense. Like, what's happened? So I knew there was something deeper going on. I've known for years there was something deeper going on. So the cool thing is, this was just, so there's more things I'm going to talk about. And like I said, I'm kind of at the present, and then I'll backtrack and I'll tell stories about other stuff later, if you're interested. But one of the cool things is I learned about this energy stuff. I was like, okay, let me see what I can do to manipulate things to get a particular result. And I had an idea, because although I am a vegetarian, not a vegan, but I do eat vegan. That's just kind of, when you eat just fruits and vegetables and stuff, that's all vegan, right? So, I just leave it open just in case I want to have a little something that's not vegan every now and again. So this energy thing, I had this idea, and I was just like, I was dowsing it, and I was essentially wanting to figure out what my bowel motility is. And if you're unfamiliar with that word, I think it's like a biology thing, but it's like the cells move and like their ability to move and stuff. So obviously we're made up of cells. And I was just like, my bowels aren't moving the way that they need to. And, I guess this is TMI, but one thing I've learned, this isn't my health channel. This is just Johnny Jupiter and talking about energy and stuff. But, we talk about wellness and health and all that stuff. So I don't do all that. It's gross. Like, no, this is the body. So if you're squeamish talking about poop, then I'm please bear with me. Okay. So the motility of my bowels, how well they move. Because I realized, because my diet, especially right now in the last 3 or 4 weeks, has been extremely strict. Not strict to me. It would, if I were to tell you, you'd be like, oh my gosh, that's it. It's not strict to me though. But because of that, I know exactly what I'm eating. And then when I'm having a bowel movement and I can, like, oh, okay, wait a minute. What? This is coming out. This should have been out days ago. And I was realizing that there was things that were in there, even though I'm just eating fruits and vegetables, and cucumber salads and whatever. I'm just like, things are still getting trapped in there. Like, these things should come out very easily and quickly. And I was like, okay, so my bowels aren't moving the way they should. And this is probably why I'm holding on to this excess weight so easily. And this has been the thing, because, when you're dealing with energy, when you clear something out, you need to, because it creates a vacuum. So you need to fill it back up with something else. Don't just clear it, then leave it. Fill it back up with something else that will, be beneficial, right? So I was like, okay, well, I had that. So I had the bowel movement, and I had the idea to test my motility. And I was like, let me see. So I looked at it, and obviously on a scale from 0 to 100%, 100% is completely full and 0% being empty, and in terms of energy, either very low energy or very high energy, right? 0% very low, 100% very high, or boom, fully functional. And I looked at the motility of my bowels, and it was 30%. And I said, well, my goodness, 30%? That means that from the time that I was a baby to now as a grown man, I have been only operating at 30% capacity. Well, actually, take that back. When I was a baby, I had 40%. So it had gotten worse during my life. But then when I think about how I used to have bowel movements as a child, my mom should come in the room and be like, oh my gosh, that thing is as big as your leg. I'm sorry, y'all. I mean, I know, but it's just like, it's important to be real, because I'm not the only one dealing with this. Okay? This is why I can't pretend, and you may not say it, and that's okay, but if you're dealing with it, then this is relevant to you. Yeah? So it was always like that for me. And I just, I don't know, 5 years old. I don't know. This is just how poop works. But no, it doesn't. And so I realized I had 40% as a baby, and that's 30% as a grown man, they're both terrible numbers. They're both way too low. Way too low. And the way that accumulation works is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years of accumulation in your body is going to make life difficult. And you're going to start getting, diseases or this or that and whatever. And you're like, oh, what's going on? It's like you've accumulated all this junk because your body has not been operating functionally at a high level like it should been since literally you were born. And this is why I had all those struggles. So that's what I did. I did one of my dowsing processes. I actually created one for that particular thing, and I tested it. And I was about to start a fast, and I had some leftover food. So I was like, let me finish this food up, because I was just like, I wasn't going to leave it. I was like, I might do a particularly long one. And I didn't want it to go bad. So I was like, all right, screw it. I'm going to go ahead and eat it. So I didn't start the day I usually did. I started the next day. So I ate the food up. I didn't even start having any meals until like 5 p.m. And, I had my, my cucumber salad, and I had my other little vegetable medley thing, and I had and all this stuff. And I'm just like, oh gosh, I know this is going to put on like 5 pounds overnight, because that's usually how it happens for me. And, so I went to bed. And woke up and did my regular routine, and I had my movement, and I got on the scale and I was just like, oh gosh, what is it? You know how much weight that I gained? So 2 ounces. I was just like, wait, what? What? 2 ounces? That's nothing. I'm used to, it should be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pounds, not no ounces. I was astonished because when I doused it to get my energy, to get my bowels realigned, my motility increased, I got it to about 80% at first. This was before I created the protocol to actually, you know, fully increase the energy. Because I left it at 80 because I wanted to see what would happen. And I was astonished. Like but I sat on it. I didn't tell anybody for a few days. I was itching. I was burning. I wanted to tell my brother. I'm just like, yo, because, you know, of course, obviously everybody has things. We deal with different things. Bowel motility might not be the final straw for you. I've been on this journey. I've been doing so many different things over the years. But even if it's not the final straw, it's an important straw, because just that alone, if your bowels aren't moving the way they're supposed to, it's going to cause issues. And so I did that protocol that I created, and I got up to 100%. And then the next day I did that fast. I dropped like 5.5 pounds. And then the day after that, I took another 3 pounds. And I've been struggling to get to a certain number because, you know, obviously, boom, you have your goals. You know, I still got like 30 pounds that I want to drop and get all this extra weight up off me so I can get back to where I was at that peak physical condition. But it's been a battle for months. And it's so mentally draining too. Again, I've been doing this for almost a decade, and it's so mentally draining to put in this Herculean effort into getting little bitty itsy bitsy spider results. Like, it is beyond frustrating. It's like, it's indescribably difficult. So this was a major win. And I wanted to share. Again, I was going to do some dowsing on live, but YouTube was like, get 1,000 subscribers. So if you see 1,000 people, you know, looking for a cool, fun, silly guy that talks about energy and dowsing and stuff, just, you know, you can send them my way. You know, maybe they like my channel. Maybe look at the old videos and see what they, you know, they might be able to connect with something. But anyway, but yes. So that was my win. Not a small win. This is a huge win for me. And I wanted to share and hopefully entice you to come back, because I am going to go live and do dowsing for people. You know, some of the boosters, I call them, the basically free things that I offer for dowsing. And if you have low bowel motility, you know, let me know. I might be able to help you out. And so yeah, this was it. It was a really cool experience, and I'm extremely happy about the results. I wanted to share that with you all. So, but that's gonna be it for today. I had to get in the closet because I was like, maybe the acoustics will be good in here because it's already dark outside. I can't get none of that sun. You know, everything was later than I expected. But yeah, just wanted to share. So that's pretty much it, y'all. That's pretty much it for this one. But I'm going to be posting every day this month because now I know I need 1,000 subscribers. So I'm going to be posting every day just to kind of see what kind of takes place. But if you enjoyed this video, maybe watch some other videos. Come back next time. I'm Johnny Jupiter. And remember, there is no outro. I'll see you next time.